up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if your name is BBL Drizzy, or as he used to be known as Drake, the streets are dragging you because they're saying that you ran to what Kanye said was your rich baby's daddy to basically say that the black kid's bullying you and to tell Kendrick Lamar to leave you alone. Now, baby, Drake thought it was sweet. He thought it was safe. However, the word on the curve is Kendrick ain't about to bow down. Now, listen, he left on the top. He probably said, I'll just take my win. But all jokes aside, there are serious rumors that they want Drake, because Drake is $1 billion business, they want it to stop. Now, here's the tea, okay? TMZ and said, well, from what we heard, that's not true. And people are like, oh, that theory's been debunked because it was going all around Twitter. Go watch my video last night where I read it. It was going all around Twitter. What was going on? The way Kendrick Lamar and Drake were called into the same room. Once they were called into the same room, they said, y'all got to stop it. Why? Because there's a lot of big money. There's Nike, there's this, there's that. Most importantly, Drake's rich baby daddy is looking at a $145 million bonus that the board of directors is trying to block. However, he's been fighting it, saying, no, I own 50% of the record company and the music industry. I deserve that $145 million bonus. It looks like the shareholders are also trying to use this commotion that's going on between Drake and Kendrick to kind of act like, oh, well, that's why we're not paying you money. We know it's not connected, but you know how it is. Just like Drake is trying to let the media in Canada think that Kendrick Lamar had something to do with getting his house sprayed, when at the end of the day, OVO and XO, I'm sorry, that's Weeknd's thing, is said to be at war, right? In Canada. Crody, the 11 can't save you now, Crody. They've said to be at war in Canada. However, why are they at war? Because I'm giving you a catch up if you haven't seen my old videos, all right? And then we're going to get to the new stuff. Why are they at war? Because Drake's crew, Baka Not Nice Pressa, is into some thug life, ghetto hood rat things, right? And Drake wants to hide that because he needs to maintain his good guy image. You know what I'm saying? He's for the culture until things go down. And then he pointing out the kids that did it. All right. So that's where we at. Now, listen, a lot of people are like, TMZ said that's not true. No, they agreed to a ceasefire on their own. Universal Music Group didn't make that happen. And people were saying, see, TMZ said it. And I said, excuse me, who the F is TMZ? The fact that y'all see TMZ play, and now here's the thing, I'm not saying that TMZ don't be getting to the T early. Anything when you need like police records, ambulance, if you need to see if somebody went to court, TMZ are those people. However, any of the time, can we agree, TMZ always appears to be for sale. They go by publicists. They are, listen, money talks over at TMZ. So for TMZ to say our sources, and people are quoting them like they're the Washington Post, all right, TMZ, who are your sources? I bet you his name rhymes with break and starts with D. But anyway, here's the thing. Here's how Drake messed up, because they always go too far. There was another story planted in, I believe it was PageSix or the New York Post. And this is the part that got me, because just hear me out on this, all right? Let me cook for a second. Let me pull this article up so we can read it, okay? Let me just pull this up so we can read it, because this article pretty much told on themselves, okay? Told on themselves. Because they said that this is in PageSix, and I get it, right? When I read this, keep in mind, PageSix is clueless about what the beef is actually really about. And again, and it's obviously some dumb person that don't know nothing about the culture, right? Who wrote this. So keep that in mind. However, the one takeaway from this article, I'm finding the part, it was an interesting fact that they revealed. And that Drake and Kendrick Lamar share the same agent, which to me, reading in between the lines, basically all but confirms that Zoom call that was on that Twitter thread actually happened, where they basically begged Kendrick to take his foot up off of Drake. Baby, let's get into this. If you guys don't know, I'm going to just read over what the first tweet was that TMZ's sources denied. Your sources are Universal Music Group and Lucien Grange probably paying you. TMZ, shut up. This was from an insider. And again, this was from an insider. It said PG Lang, that's Kendrick, and XO The Weeknd. These are their labels. As of yesterday, were asked by Universal Music Group, UMG, to end the beef with Drake, OVO. Kendrick apparently isn't budging at all, but UMG is pressing hard on their request to squash the beef. UMG also had a Zoom meeting with all the parties involved, and they want Kendrick either directly or said through PG Lang to post a statement clarifying that Drake isn't a PDF file. And Kendrick agrees to end the beef. Let me get this straight. When I first heard this, and we're going to get into the article that blows it all apart, but when I first read this, I said, let me get this straight. You started with me. You asked me to pull the trigger. You did all this stuff. UMG was fine to sit by silently while they thought that like Drake was tap dancing all over Kendrick Lamar's grave. As soon as Kendrick woke up and reminded those mofos who he really is, now all of a sudden you want a hands across America. And you know what the funny thing is? It came just in time because all the pieces were coming into play. Kendrick was assembling like this West Coast Avengers team, Vince Staples, all this stuff, right? And they were basically going to do a We Are the World tap dancing on Drake's grave, right? And he was assembling for this epic West Coast diss back. The pieces were being rolled in place. And that's when UMG got, because they said, oh my God, like they ain't going to be nothing left. Don't forget he got a $400 million album, $400 million deal with UMG, but that's Drake's take home. The label's probably taken 5 times more. Anyway, go watch my old video. We went all over this, right? They said Drake is losing the beef in UMG's eyes. So from UMG's perspective, and UMG ain't nothing but Lucien Grange, who Kanye said was Drake's rich baby daddy. Clarifying, the sooner the better the beef ends, okay? And it's hurting their bottom dollar. Now listen to what PageSix says. PageSix said, and this is really good. Let me pull up this part. I'm reading this real time. Also, how is everybody doing today? Okay, fine. I'll read the article, but keep in mind that this person that's writing it doesn't know anything about the culture. This was something planted, obviously. They said behind the scenes of Drake and Kendrick Lamar's bitter feud, the rappers share an agent. At least they have one thing in common. That's what they start the article with. Feuding rappers Drake and Kendrick Lamar are embroiled in an epic war of words that the New York Times said yesterday was filled with full-bore acrimony and unverifiable accusations. Let me just say this. The internet and TikTok have pulled up 1 million receipts to, if not completely prove, definitely put some weight into what Kendrick's saying. Drake said all that mess about Kendrick, ain't one receipt been pulled up. Kendrick bought, what was the thing? Him and his wife were separated because she had a baby. Kendrick bought a condo in New York City. They're saying that's proof they're separated. They sold their house in California. The fact everybody's overlooking is Kendrick's wife and kids are living in New York with them. As far as him getting handsy, ain't not one, not on TikTok, not on Instagram, nothing. The only thing they're doing is a bunch of Drake standards repeating what Drake said. But where's the proof? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, they said the rhymers traded lyrical blows over the weekend via a rapid fire release of multiple songs littered with attacks regarding race, appropriation, blankual and physical abuse, body image, misogyny, hypocrisy, generational trauma, and more. Anyway, they both rep. That's a funny thing. They don't understand what this is about. It's about the culture. It's about culture vultures. It's about the fact that you don't even go here and your invite to the cookout has been revoked. They both rep by booking agent Brent Smith of Wasserman Music. We'd say perhaps Smith can package a blockbuster diss tour with the two, but the contention seems too deep. Is he picking sides? Wondered an amused agency rival. We guess rolling calls must be weird. Then again, maybe he's laughing all the way to the bank as the rival tracks have racked up millions of streams. Again, the one thing they slipped in was, okay, we guess he's rolling. The rolling calls must be weird. That is industry speak for Zoom calls, conference calls, rolling calls. What's more, they said Kendrick called Drake a certified PDF file in one song while Drake rapped back, I've never been with no one underage. That's not what he said. He actually said, if I was guilty, I'm too rich to have done it, even though we just saw Epstein and Weinstein. What he actually said was, why ain't I arrested yet? To which we said, good point. We still waiting on Puffy. Maybe they got time for you. They said before taking a shot at Kendrick's wife, Whitney, Kendrick also alleged in a verse that Drake has a secret daughter, which the rival. Anyway, listen, they don't understand what's going on in this, but I will say that at the end of the day, UMG has a problem because Kendrick, let me just tell y'all, is number one everywhere. Right now, he's number one on Apple Music in 40 countries, number one most streamed song in the world. Debuted at number one on Billboard. It's his fourth number one. Most streams ever in a single day for a solo rap song. Most streamed rap song ever in a single day in the US. Biggest streaming day for a rap song on Spotify in 2024. Most views in a single day for a rap song on YouTube. Second biggest streaming day of all time for a rap song on Spotify. First rap song to receive 11 million streams outside of its opening day in Spotify history, and will be the first rap song to go number one with a shortened tracking week. Yo, mustard on the beat. Y'all, listen, I don't know what to think of this. I do know in my heart of hearts, I feel like, of course, Drake went and ran. Kendrick already told us he had 5 more tracks. I think he had a whole album for Drake. There was another thing already assembling. Of course, Drake went and did this. The sad part is, like everything with Drake, oh God. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.